Alright, YouTube. What we have done is a pre-trip. We didn't sit in our truck in our seat and put ourselves on 15 and then sit there waiting for the stuff to get done. But the newbies out, you know, we check everything. You make sure this ain't loose. And you got this all the steering arms, you got the oil, which in the Freightliner it's right here, yellow. Can't miss it right there. Then we pull on the belts, make sure those are good. You know, you check all your fluids. Even your window washer fluid could be a violation. Radiator's fine. We check the brakes. As you can see, if I get the camera over there, the brakes are good. We check the slack adjuster. And then what I do is we go down through. Some trucks have a light tester. So what we do is we grab this cat's claw, but I call it a tire thumper. You go down, you thump all your tires. And then you have a light test. So you do the light test. And while you're coming down, you're looking at your lights. You got your blinker, your marker light. Make sure it works. And then you got these over here. This is for your ABS. So if you have something wrong with your ABS, that'll light up. Then of course you got your lights right here. Check those. If you have lights on top, check those. Hard to see, it's bright out. And then of course you got a plate light. Make sure your plate light's working. And then you got lights on all sides. So you come over, you thump your tires. Then you look to make sure there ain't no grease anywhere around, any kind of oil. Then you go around, and what you do is you finger touch every one of these lug nuts to make sure they didn't get loose. Especially after getting new tires put on. There's another light right there you gotta check. Boom, it lit up. And then where I see a lot of is people not checking the ones underneath here. Your reverse light, boom. Your brake lights, boom. See? And then you thump these tires too. And then you do the same thing. Finger touch every lug nut to make sure that they're not loose. And another thing that I do on my pre-trip is I always check the belt and the oil in my APU. I got a ladder here, so I always check to make sure that's secure. My chains, only got one left, but they're secure. The airbags are still up, so there's nothing wrong there. That little drip is right there, that's from the AC running. All the hoses are still hooked up back here. The lights all work, even the ones on the back of the sleeper. They'll come on in a second. Yeah, oh, missed it, sorry. But yeah, they came on. So then after we do that, we come back over here, we do the same thing with the lug nuts over here. And then, of course, we check this side to make sure these brakes are good, slack adjusters. This thing just went in for a PM. Complete oil change. Of course, like I said, we check the belts over here, we give it a good pull. See that? That's good right there. Make sure the fan's not broke. This is on the Freightliner, this is the air dryer. That's brand new, just got a brand new one put on. And you always have to check this too. This is a DOT violation if this thing is empty. That is considered part of your pre-trip. Window washer fluid is part of your pre-trip. So after that's all done, check your hood and you check your front lights. See? High beam, low beam. And then your blinker right here and your marker light. And of course, you got ones up on top. All right. Then we check the ones on top. Can't barely see because of the sun, but they're working. And you also got to make sure you got your puppy. Is there a pre-trip on the puppy? Alright, so we did that. Now what I also like to do is my side cameras. I always like to make sure I wipe those off. Oh, you got marker lights right here. Your blinker, that's where your blinkers are too. And always check your DEF cap, make sure it's on. And both fuel caps, make sure nobody ripped you off in the middle of the night. And that's it. And don't park like Prime here. You see how far up he is? Now ready? Boom. You can fit a half a truck back there. Alright, so that's our pre-trip. So, we come up here. We've already done the inside. And this is on the Freightliner. The light test is right here. So when you get back in, press it. So that way you don't have to worry about it. But that's a pre-trip. Now, I started this earlier before I did the video. And, but, come on, get up here. But anyways, that's a pre-trip. Like I said, preventative maintenance, pre-trip, you won't be stuck on the side of the road. And if you also check your APU as part of your pre-trip, you'll be good too. Now we checked over everything. As you've seen, I pointed out the lights. I didn't go underneath the trailer like I usually do. I didn't bring the camera down, but I go underneath there, check your brakes, make sure your airlines are hooked up. You know, all the airlines are hooked up. There was none down. They weren't down to the ground, so DOT won't see them hanging, so I won't get in trouble. I checked, like I said, I checked everything. All the lights were working, full of oil. Your antifreeze is fine. So remember, all your fluid, it also includes your window washer fluid. That has to be full. So don't sit in your front seat like this. Put yourself on duty and say, I just got 15 more minutes and I'm out of here. No, because what you're really doing is you're falsifying your logs, is what you're doing. Nobody knows that you did it, but yeah, that's what you're doing. You know, DOT don't know that you did it, but you did it. So, we are a little bit over 15 here, but that's alright. I just wanted to record this real quick. So just remember, sitting in this front seat does not count as doing a 15-minute pre-trip or post-trip. Now, I do 15 on both. I know some people say if you do a pre-trip, a post-trip, you don't have to do a 15-minute pre-trip, but I do it. I do 15 because you never know if somebody, you don't realize somebody backed into you, somebody scraped your trailer, scraped it to where they broke a light off. Somebody went by and stole some fuel. Your fuel caps are off. You don't realize it unless you get out and do a pre-trip. You got a blown headlight, which I see plenty of times. Cracked windshield, which, as you can tell, there was nothing wrong with the windshield when we looked up there. So anyway, so get out and get yourself a exercise by walking the trailer. You go up the driver's side, and then you come down the passenger side. And if you think you forgot something, just turn right around and walk up the passenger side and right back down the driver's side. Shut your hood, check your headlights and your blinkers and then your top marker lights. And then you're all set. Alright, hope this helps somebody. Alright, have fun, you guys. Bye.